joining us. I appreciate it. It's great to see so many of you. I see some familiar names here. Laura Ricketts, thank you for joining us. Pam Olmsted, thank you. Thank you to everybody who took a little time out of their day to share ShopperFest 2026 with us. I have the, do I want to say the band of brothers together, the cast from last year to talk about 2026 ShopperFest, and that would be my friend Marguerite Turner and also my friend Dan Bradley, who's on mute right now, but I'm sure that he will be joining the conversation.
I'm here.
Thank you, Dan. And obviously, Laura Ricketts will be chiming in when she can. And again, my name is Eileen Weirs. I am with CXE Inc. Customer Service Experts, and I have chaired the Member Services Committee for the past 3 years now. So I'm looking forward to talking about ShopperFest in Vegas, and very excited to also have my friend Mike Miller, who is a new board member, on the call today as well. So I'm going to just dive right in. If you have any questions, you can put them in the chat. Hopefully Marguerite and or Dan or Michael can kind of help us field those questions. And I am going to go ahead and get started.
All right.
The PowerPoint, hopefully tried to jazz it up a little bit since we're doing Vegas here. So again, welcome everybody. Let's see if I can get this thing to move forward. Zoom is not my jam. I am a Teams girl, so let's just go on. Today's program, see, I stole Dan's PowerPoint presentation, so I didn't see all the bells and whistles. So what is ShopperFest? We're going to talk about who attends, what to expect, why attend, and then we will do a recap here at the end. And then, of course, you know, we have a series of, oh my goodness, we have a series of webinars that we are planning. So there'll be 2 more webinars before ShopperFest. So we will, our second webinar will talk about all the things we've learned between now and then, and any updates to the schedule. And then, of course, the third one is really maximizing your time at ShopperFest and getting the most out of it. So our agenda today is just giving an introduction and what's going to happen. All right, so what is ShopperFest? And usually it's Dan that takes this slide, but I'm gonna take some of these slides and then I'll toss it to Dan. It's the annual MSPA Americas Conference for Independent Contractors. This will be my 3rd ShopperFest. Is that right? Margarita's shaking her head yes. And
yes, ma'am.
The very first webinar that I did, I had not been to a ShopperFest yet. And Marguerite is always great, and so is Laura. And Dan really talking about how it feels like a reunion. It's almost like a family reunion. And I was like, okay, you know, all right, we'll see. But now that I have 3 under my belt, it really is. It's like a really fun weekend, and you get to see people that I don't normally get to see a lot during the year. And it's fun to catch up with people. Everybody's so nice and fun, and they want to network and talk. So it's great. It's absolutely great. It runs Friday to Sunday. It's June 26th through the 28th this year. We will have educational sessions, certifications, and there will be networking. Dan, Marguerite, anything else you want to add?
Food. There's always food.
Lots of it. And a lot of fun. So
and fun, yes.
Food, fun, fellowship, networking, education. Eileen covered most of it, but
and swag.
Lots
Don't
of
forget
swag.
the swag.
Yes. You get an opportunity to meet with all of the sponsors and all of the MSPs, the mystery shop companies. You get to network and speak with them directly. And a lot of times they're bringing swag bag worthy items. And we all love little tchotchkes. But throughout the weekend, too, if you haven't been to ShopperFest before, one of the best not kept secrets, I guess, but something you'll learn quick to love is that we raffle like everything, like except for the chairs and the table. We raffle everything. We have hundreds to over $1,000, depending on the year, of gift cards that we raffle. And you'll get a ticket with your registration. You get 2 tickets, I think, maybe 1 or 2. But we have double dipped calling numbers a second time because we have too many things to raffle away. So you get a lot. But Eileen really touched on it. It feels like a family reunion for those that come multiple years in a row to attend. And often what we're doing in the mystery shop industry is so isolating. Not many people understand what mystery shopping is. Even your family, your friends, you tell them you mystery shop, but they don't know what you're doing on assignment. They don't know how many assignments you have. They don't really understand what you're going through. But you're in a room full of 100 people or so that get what you go through. They understand the challenges and the pain points and the joys of mystery shopping. And not only do you get to meet your peers and do that, but you get to remove the email barrier and the phone barrier. You get to meet the schedulers and some of the editors, and you get to see the people behind these companies. Company is just a real anonymous, entity, but really it's just people behind it, people like us. And you get to come hang out with us all weekend.
I love it. All right. And my last bullet point on here is registration right now is 200 for Premier or Plus members and 225 for all others. And I just kept this logo in, Dan, because I think is this the inaugural ShopperFest logo? It's not?
No, that was the second year. First year was Orlando,
We got to find
2014.
Okay. We
Find a
gotta
picture
find
of
that
it.
one. All right, past conferences. I just thought it would be fun to run through this. We've been to Orlando. I have 23, 24, 25 where we've been, Pittsburgh, Orlando, and then, of course, the Carnival Conquest for 2025. Royal Caribbean was another cruise that I was not on. We've got Vegas, and I have a 2 next to it because we are going back. Anaheim, Dallas, Pittsburgh, and Houston. And then, of course, Carnival. Woo! And then who attends? Dan talked a little bit about this, independent contractors, obviously. MSPA board members. Yes, we will all be there. MSPs and MSOs, so mystery shop providers and merchandising. I don't know, MS, is that right? Merchandising?
Market services organizations.
Oh, maybe, thank you. Market services organizations. Elaine Buxton was on our board last year. She is not on the board this year, but she will be at ShopperFest, so Confero will be there, and Elaine is looking forward to meeting everybody. I'm sure that we will be doing interviews. We did them on the cruise ship last year, and I am sure she will be bringing her equipment again to get testimonials and just get some little bites that we can use. And if you're so inclined on this call, if you have a testimonial that you want to give, you can reach out to me, Eileen at CXC Inc., Marguerite, Laura Ricketts, Dan Bradley, if you know their contact information, and give us a testimonial. We would love to use it leading up to ShopperFest. Whoops. I'm just going through this so fast. Okay. Anybody else that attends, Dan, Marguerite?
Well,
Spouses. We do have spouses and friends, right?
yeah, there are.
Yeah. Family members. Barbara, I don't know if Barbara's on here. Barbara Chauvin, she always brings one of her daughters, a different daughter every year. I don't know how many she's got left, but she brings family members.
There's Laura.
my husband wants to come. I'm trying to figure out a way to keep him home because he's expensive, but yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, associate members and guest speakers as well. And let's talk about sponsors, Dan. This is the 2025 ShopperFest Carnival Conquest. It was kind of fun. We did a little something a little different. I think everybody signed it, which was a lot of fun. Dan, do you want to talk a little bit about the importance of our sponsors?
So ShopperFest has been always constructed with the shopper, you in mind. It's always tried to be a low-cost event running at break even or even at a loss. And typically it is a loss. With all the food and beverage alone, if you're all familiar with event planning and hotels and all that, you understand what plus is. So an automatic gratuity, an automatic tax and everything like that. So these meals get very expensive in one ticket. The premier rate, I think, is $200. The food and beverage alone already exceeds that. So the way that we can make ShopperFest happen at an affordable rate is because of the sponsors. The sponsors bridge that gap. And ShopperFest is never meant to run at a huge profit, but it certainly can't be sustained at a loss. And so these sponsors come in and they make it possible. So you get an opportunity to meet with them throughout the weekend, but on Friday night we have a welcome reception where all of the sponsors are going to be around the ballroom with a table. I mentioned they're going to have cool tchotchkes and all that. That's your opportunity to go up and introduce yourselves to them, to meet with them and have them get to know you, so you're not just this email in a shopper's inbox or in a scheduler's inbox, but you get to network with these sponsors face to face. They are there to meet you. Otherwise, they wouldn't come. They would just do a virtual sponsorship and they wouldn't show up. But they are there to interact with you, so make the most of it.
Dan, if I could just tag on, one group I didn't see in the previous slide, but there are a lot of schedulers that attend, and it's an awesome opportunity to get to network with the folks that are boots on the ground getting you the jobs too. So let's not forget our wonderful schedulers.
Oh yeah,
Very true, Laura. And even the people like me, I have coordinators and schedulers that report to me. So even if I don't bring any, it's still good to meet me and get on my radar too, so that I can take you back to my team and say, hey, guess what? I met these great people. Here's their contact information. And it really does work that way. It's pretty amazing. Met some really great people. All right, so let's talk a little bit about what's included. Dan, I hope I got this right. You can keep me on my toes.
okay.
Registration and PIN. Friday night dinner reception and game night. Saturday, Sunday general sessions and breakouts. And lunch breaks on Saturday and Sunday. Oops. Did I get that right?
Yeah, you also get a goodie bag and all the raffles that I mentioned, and maybe a few surprises along the way. But that's pretty much it, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so certification courses, let's talk a little bit about this. Part of the weekend is on Friday and Sunday. We have certification courses available. They are not included in your registration. Here is a list of the certifications that we are going to be doing. And this could change, but this is the current list now. And we also have video 1 and video 2, and I'm going to let Dan and Marguerite talk about that. But for Premier members, the certifications are $15, and general members, they're $55. So if you are a general member or what we call a free member at this point, now is a good time to upgrade to Premier or Plus. It's $49 a year, and it costs less than one of the certifications at $55. So great investment. You also get a discount on your ShopperFest registration. So putting a little plug in there to all of my friends out there who are free members, now is the time to convert up and become a Premier member. But I want to talk a little bit about Video 1 and Video 2 because I've learned this now. It's taken me a few years, but Video 2 is only offered at ShopperFest. So, Marguerite, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. Yes, this is the only place that Video 2 is offered. Video 1 can be done online, and you can do that at the event, or you can do it online prior to coming to ShopperFest. But Video 2 is a hands-on. If you have equipment, you're going to be shown everything and have all your questions answered that you might have. We often have people sitting there with their box. Maybe they've just bought the equipment. Maybe they bought it years ago, and they have the little box and they don't know what to do with half of what is in there. So we will happily answer all those questions. We will go through, and you will actually leave there feeling like you are ready to go out and complete video shops. And that's the whole point of that. If you don't have equipment, there is an opportunity generally for you to buy equipment on spot. And there will be, we'll all have demo equipment for you to play with and touch and shopper shirts and all that good stuff so that it gets you comfortable with it. We want you leaving there feeling like you are ready to tackle it and not that you're going to go home with that little box and never know what's inside and never touch it. And it'll just sit in the closet until next year when you come back to ShopperFest with it. So Video 2 is an amazing experience. You are going to have almost one-on-one help, and sometimes it's maybe two-on-one, but we have so many trainers, so many people. Laura's usually there helping us. We have all the video sponsors that come, and we're going to work with you and make sure that all your questions are answered and that you are comfortable. That's the whole purpose of Video 2. So it is an experience you will not get outside of this event.
Awesome. Thanks, Marguerite. And I know that John Horadal and Donna from Impact Marketing are really kind of leading the charge on the video track with you heavily supporting them this year. And I think you guys have a few little surprises as well for the video track, but I'm just going to tease that for now. And Dan, is there anything else that we want to talk about as far as certifications go?
Sure. Sometimes we get asked, is there a benefit to taking a certification on site versus online? Are they the same course? Is it the same test and everything? The answer is yes, it's the same course and the same exam. So you could take it in advance if you want, but you have the added benefit of having an instructor go with you. So if you have any questions, you can ask them. And these courses are all written by the companies over time. So these are the people who are actually putting on the mystery shops, are writing the content for these courses and the exams, and they will be there to answer any questions that you have. The other thing that I wanted to mention is that if you're not familiar with the certification structure for MSPA, we have what are called the core courses, which are prerequisites, and then we have the advanced courses. Video is separate because it's very nuanced. You can take Video 1 and Video 2. Obviously, Video 2 is only on site, but you can take Video 1 whether you have the core courses or not. Video 2, you obviously need Video 1. The core courses are the Introduction to Mystery Shopping course, Professional Report Writing, and Professional Responsibility and Ethics. And the reason those are the core courses is because they're the foundation of any good mystery shop. You need to know what mystery shopping is, be able to write, and be able to have a good sense of ethics and responsibility. So those three courses must be completed before you can take the advanced courses, like casinos or airports and so on and so forth. What I would recommend, if you're not already a Premier member, to upgrade to Premier, because you get the intro course for free. So that's a $55 value. You get it for free. Already pays for the membership because the membership is $49. Then you get discounts on writing and ethics. It goes from $55 to $15. And then you can actually bundle them up and get them even cheaper if you bought them both at once. Then you're free to take the whole slate of advanced courses, and you have the ability to ask literally the course author. Eileen worked on the airport concessions certification, and she will be there putting that course on because her company, CXE, specializes in airport mystery shopping. So you just have unprecedented access to these very niche, nuanced, specialized areas of mystery shopping. And it's a good opportunity to take those courses on site versus online.
Awesome. Plus, we have Dan, who always does casinos. As you can see in this picture, he did these casino certification with his little group there. Awesome. Laura, anything you want to add?
The certifications are definitely better, in my opinion, better to take on site. A lot of times it's the conversation that comes out of the coursework that is really beneficial, and then the networking among shoppers with similar interest in, be it casinos or whatever. So I definitely learn a lot more when I'm in the room with an instructor and other shoppers who are curious about particular types of shops than when I'm, struggling through it online. So I highly recommend doing it in person.
Awesome. Thank you, Laura. All right, let's talk a little bit about the hotel. Okay, so it's the Plaza. I tried to find some fun pictures here. One Main Street. They have a rooftop pool, which they seem to tout quite a bit. The event rate that I have here is $89, single or double, plus the resort fee and tax. But when you go to book your room, it's all pretty spelled out for you. And again, the location, it's kind of a fun location. So it's at the beginning of the Fremont Street experience. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Fremont Street. I've never been to Fremont Street, but I've heard a lot of people talk about Fremont Street. So it's a fun place. There's lots of things going on. I think you can do a, what is it when you zip line there? I know that there's zip lines through it. There's lots of venues and lots of things going on. So definitely a good location for that. And again, rooftop pool and free Wi-Fi. Dan, anything else you want to say about the Plaza?
Just that the room block is good from June 22nd to June 30. So a couple days before, a couple days after ShopperFest. So if you wanted to make a longer trip out of it, you can still get that discounted rate.
Awesome. I wouldn't mind just to go hang out at the pool. It looks kind of nice, doesn't it?
And the link to book, you have to book directly through our link. It's on the event page. If you go to the MSPA website, go to ShopperFest, there's a little snippet of text that says, click here to book your room. Make sure you book through that and you get the discount.
The room block always sells out. So if you're doing this, just get those reservations made, get your registration done for ShopperFest, because the room block does sell out, and it's a whole different experience when you're in the same hotel. When you're having to come over from somewhere else, you miss out on some of the camaraderie and the fun and seeing people out and about. So it's great. And if you have not done the Fremont Street experience before, oh my goodness, it's fun. It's a whole lights and music show and just amazing. So lots and lots of fun, and really cool that we can just step out from the hotel and just be there. As opposed to other, venues where you might be a long way from anything. I know when we were in Houston, we were a long way from anything at all other than the hotel. This is fabulous, though. You're going to walk out the door and have all of this going on around you without being on the Strip. So you still have lots and lots of fun.
And I do know, I have monitored some of the Facebook pages, and I understand that some of the room blocks had already, you couldn't, they were maxed out. You couldn't make the reservation. And I think we've added some rooms, Dan, is that right? I think so. We've already done one edition of trying to get some more availability for people. But to Marguerite's point, yes, definitely want to get your accommodation and book that room.
Yep, don't wait. because once it's too late, they can't just make rooms appear. So don't wait on that.
Plus, you want to be able to walk through the lobby and see Laura. Hanging out and talking to her. Okay, so why attend? And Dan, we're gonna throw this over to you a little bit. But education from the source, and I think you just talked a little bit about that, right?
Right. These are the authors most of the time of the actual courses. Not only that, but the sessions that we're putting on at ShopperFest are led by the leaders in the industry. And I don't know if you want to mention this part, but we actually might have some shopper-led sessions as well, so you can hear from your peers.
Yep, I was going to mention that a little bit later. So yes, we are shaking things up this year, and we are hopefully going to have a few shopper panels. It's always so nice to be able to hear from your peers about shared experiences, or to Dan's point when he talked earlier, just about being alone by yourself and being on the road. And mystery shopping is a mystery, right? So you're supposed to be anonymous, and it can be lonely and isolating out there. So hopefully this weekend we can bring people together so they don't feel so isolated and feel like they're part of something bigger. Laura, you want to chime in on that?
I will. A lot of the most interesting conversations that I have had through my years at ShopperFest have been networking with other shoppers. And it's great to, as Dan says, to learn from the source. And I've had some really great sessions, attended some really great sessions. But I have felt that the shopper voice was missing. And that has been some feedback that I've provided for several years. And the MSPA really does listen to feedback. They take surveys from each ShopperFest, and every year they try to get better. So this is just one more example of the MSPA hearing what we say and trying to make the entire conference more valuable to everyone who attends. So I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to get together with some of my peers and to hear what they have to say. And the conversation in the room is always interesting. So I that's going to be one of my favorite things, I think, this year. And I don't know if it's for public posting yet, but there may or may not be a shopper panel on route shopping. And you may or may not see me there. So we'll just leave it like that.
All right. Thanks for dangling that carrot, Laura. I think we can say that that's probably going to turn up at ShopperFest this year. Awesome. And networking with the MSPs, the mystery shop providers, the people like me who, I'm the VP of operations for my company, and I enjoy meeting shoppers and networking and talking to you guys. I spend a lot of time with the client. I spend a lot of time in business development, working those relationships. And we think we have a great idea. We think we have an awesome program engineered, and we go out into the field, and there are times when we have to make adjustments because it sounded great on paper, but when you actually go to execute, some things get in the way. So it's always good for MSPs to have these conversations with such an engaged group, because if there are pain points or if there are processes that are interfering, we want to hear about these things. So if you work on our programs, or if you've mystery shopped for any of our clients, we love to hear that feedback.
And if I can, Eileen, I'll just add that I love being able to respond to one of my schedulers when they're saying, hey, do you know a shopper in this area? And I'm like, Oh, I met this one at ShopperFest, and I know exactly where they live. They're right where you need them, and call them up. It's great. It has resulted in a very symbiotic relationship between scheduling and shopper that, sometimes you are going to be that go-to shopper for a scheduler that you meet. And we're going to think of an assignment and we're going to think of a city, and you're going to be the first name that pops up. And I can tell you from many, many years of that experience, that is the case. It comes up all the time. So please know that your networking time is going to bring you additional revenue. It's going to possibly also bring you assignments that are not going to be offered out on the job boards. There are times when those really special opportunities don't make it to a job board, but because you have made a connection with someone personally through ShopperFest, you may get an opportunity that you will not expect and will be very, very excited to have. So trust me, it happens all the time.
Very true, Marguerite. And me as the VP in my company, if I'm always checking in with my team, and if they are struggling in an area, of course, I have my phone chain that I call and reach out to. A lot of them are on this webinar right now. But honestly, the very first thing that I look at is who went to ShopperFest. Who do I know? And I pull up the attendee list, because we do get the attendee lists, and we really value that. And I look and see if there's, those are my go-to people and I will give that information out to my team to say, hey, these people attended ShopperFest, or they're a regular ShopperFest, reach out to them. So that has been a little gem of mine that I've been using as a resource.
And I just like to say, from the shopper's perspective, that I know that committing to conferences can be expensive, but I will say, to sort of tag along with what Marguerite and Eileen are saying, is that at almost every conference that I have attended, I have met someone that brought to me a project that I was not anticipating, and a future growth revenue, because I hadn't shopped for that company or whatever. But I met those folks at the conference. They remembered me. And, either before I left or shortly thereafter, I was getting a telephone call or an email saying, hey, how about, would you be able to do this? It doesn't guarantee that you're going to come to ShopperFest and you're going to walk away with a full plate. That nobody's saying that. But being in the room with the people who make the decisions is one step closer to getting those premier projects like Marguerite was talking about. I've definitely had an opportunity to work on projects that I would never have really had any access to had I not gone to ShopperFest and cultivated relationships and networked with other shoppers, schedulers, and company principals. So it really truly is worth the time in investing in your business. And that's exactly what you're doing. You're investing in your business. So I highly recommend it.
I love it. Well said, Laura. Obviously, certifications we talked about already, and just it's fun. I mean, you guys told me the very first webinar that I did that ShopperFest was fun, and I was like, okay, but it's really fun, and it's fun to be. I'll give you a great example: getting off the plane in Orlando, and all of a sudden, Laura Ricketts is calling me, and I'm like, "How did Laura get my phone number?" First of all, and she's like, "Do you need a ride from the airport to the hotel?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, that is so nice." So it's when I say it's like a family, it really is like a family, and it's so much fun. We generally will do an activity, though. At the Saturday night, there's usually an activity. And those are so much fun. Always fun places or interesting things. And it's fun to not only attend this conference, but then to attend an event like that off-site, where you're all kind of a little off your dynamic. It's just, it just spurs different conversation and meeting people in a different way. So it really is chock full, and fun is definitely a way to describe that weekend for sure. So moving on, so this is what we have lined up so far. This is on the MSPA website when you go and click on information about ShopperFest 2026. These are the general sessions, and then of course we have the video shopper track here. Modern shopper strategy, diversify to dominate, building multiple gig revenue streams, writing reports that editors love. We always talk about writing and report writing and how you can make that better. I do think we will probably have a session about AI. I don't see it on here, but I'm sure it will show up. And again, some of the shopper panels, woo-hoo-hoo, that we are planning to host are the successful root shoppers, and it's cut off here, game plan. What I do differently if I started today, I think that one would be really interesting. And then how to get offer better paying jobs. So these are just some of the shopper panels that we hope to bring you in June. And of course, some of the other sessions here, fast track your first 50 successful shops, and getting badged to do shops in airports, which will probably be me, since as Dan said, I am the airport person. Dan, anything else to add on these sessions?
No, I thought you hit it all.
Awesome. Marguerite, anything more about video?
Take this, if you've ever considered doing video, take advantage of this opportunity to really get up close with it and to learn about it. Even if you decide in the end that it's not for you, take the opportunity to learn about it from the people who really know it and do it. It's an experience like none other, and it will answer your questions and maybe give you that answer to, is this for me or not? I think there's a lot of anxiety that comes along with starting in video. And I think there's a lot of misconceptions about it as well. And we can definitely meet all of those questions, anxieties, all of that. We can address it. And I guarantee you, you will come away feeling much more comfortable with the concept. And if you decide it's for you, you're going to be ready to play.
Thank you. All right, so just to recap, education from the source, we talked about that. Networking with MSPs and MSOs, mystery shop providers, and market services organizations. Networking with other independent contractors. I think there's, and the certifications. And again, it's fun. It's so much fun. Just this picture down here in the lower right-hand corner, this is from the cruise from ShopperFest 2025 at dinner. And there was a magician going from table to table, doing different types of tricks. And so he stopped by. I happened to be sitting at this table where he spent some time, and it was really amazing. Laura, did you get the magician? Did you, Marguerite, get the magician at your table at some point?
I don't think I had the magician at my table, but we were dancing and singing a lot at our table. So,
so like I said, you just never know. He was very entertaining. It was really, really a lot of fun. Dan, anything else that I missed off of this recap?
I think you hit it all pretty well. There's just, MSPA is not a for-profit association. It's a not-for-profit. We don't do this to make money. In fact, all of the companies represented are paying to be there. So there's a genuine interest in the betterment of our industry, and to make sure that the mystery shoppers that attend come out with more value than when they came in with, either through knowledge or networking or walking away with $100 in gift cards, whatever it might be. We want to make sure that you walk away with something. So there's really no other event like this.
I just have to say, looking at these pictures throughout this presentation just bring back so many amazing memories and so many smiles for me. And I'm looking going, oh, I remember that class and I remember those people, and let's see who is in the second row because I know who's in the first. I mean, it's just great. These pictures make me really happy. So join us. It's fun.
So much fun. I agree. I agree. Michael, are there any questions in the chat? Anybody have any questions?
There are not currently. If anybody has any questions, put it in the chat and we'll spend a minute going over them.
Awesome.
We're good. We covered everything.
Any closing thoughts? Anything else that we should mention before we let everybody go?
Well, I'm excited. It's going to be my first ShopperFest, so I'm looking forward to meeting everybody and hopefully having some fun, festive times.
Awesome. Oh, Michael, you are like me. I know exactly. I'm excited. So we will definitely connect at ShopperFest this year. Dan, were you going to say something?
Just that we're all there for the same reason. There's no cliques, or it's very easy to go and talk to people and very welcoming. So you shouldn't feel shy about jumping into a conversation or sitting at a table with some strangers, because by the end of the weekend we all know each other, and that's where it becomes the family reunion, as we look forward to seeing each other next year and how our lives have changed since then and what we're working on and what we're doing. It really becomes a tight-knit group, a comprehensive tight-knit group.
Dan, that's a great point. And I just wanted to say, yeah, if you're coming as someone who doesn't, you're coming alone, you don't know anybody who's going to be there, trust me, you are not going to be a stranger for more than about 5 minutes. When you're standing in line to register, we're going to come over and greet you and make you feel welcome, start introducing you to people. So you are going to make fast friends. I know people that have come to ShopperFest before that keep up connections with their fellow shoppers, and we've had some lifelong friendships. And we hadn't mentioned this, but if you are considering coming and you'd like a roommate, we were going to help facilitate that for you too, just through some chats. We'll post about it, and we'll see if we can't find somebody else who's interested in sharing a room. We've had some really nice connections, friendship connections made that way. So don't let that deter you. If you're thinking, you'd like to have somebody share the expense, we can definitely help and accommodate with that as well.
Awesome. And I don't know if there's anybody in the Vegas area that's on this webinar today, but we also have some day rates too for people who are living in the area if they just wanted to come for certain days. And again, all that information is on the website when you go to learn more about ShopperFest and register, and along with the hotel room link. And a fun little new item on the website too, which I used in helping me with this PowerPoint presentation. If you get stuck and you have a question, we now have an Ask MSPA's chatbot named Misty, and you can ask anything. And I was asking questions about the cost of certifications and ShopperFest, and I got all kinds of great answers back. So be sure to check it out. It's a lot of fun, and I'm glad it's there. It was very helpful. Awesome. All right, Mike, any questions? Anybody have any last minute questions?
We are clear in the chat.
Awesome. All right. Well, again, I want to just thank everybody. I know it's morning in some places and afternoon. We do have another webinar tonight at 8 o'clock. We decided to, again, try something different, get some different day parts in here to maximize just learning and getting everybody excited about ShopperFest. So We appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you in Vegas.